The slow process of recovery is something that the people of the Haiti know all too well. The island nation was devastated by January's earthquake, and the government now says it will take $11 billion to rebuild. Among the many tasks that lie ahead is rebuilding the country's jails, which collapsed during the quake and sparked the biggest prison escape in modern history. The BBC's Mark Doyle has gained rare access to Haiti's main national penitentiary in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and filed this report.
You can see why they took their chance to break out. There were nearly 400 prisoners in this single communal cell. Floor space was so short, they had to sling hammocks from the bars. In the chaos that followed the earthquake, the guards fled, and the detainees smashed and clambered their way out. The admin block needs rebuilding, he says, and the whole perimeter wall has to be put back up again properly, so the prison officers can do their work safely and man the watchtowers. One of the escape routes was over a destroyed roof. A total of 5,000 prisoners escaped from the jails in Haiti, including this, the National Penitentiary, when the earthquake struck. That 5,000 included several hundred of the most dangerous men in the country. Some were from Haiti's notorious armed gangs, more like small armies really, which run violent protection rackets. Britain is one of several countries that Haiti has approached for help.
It's certainly one of the largest escapes in recent history. Certainly in my experience of nearly over 30 years, there's never been an escape of this magnitude. The impact on humanitarian aid, there's no doubt the criminality in Haiti will have taken a massive boost because of the escape.
The Haitian police have recaptured just 200 of the 5,000 who fled. The earthquake caused instant tragedy and left a long legacy of fear. Mark Doyle, BBC News, Port-au-Prince.
Well, as we just mentioned, First Lady Michelle Obama paid a surprise visit to Haiti today. It's her first solo foreign trip. 3 months after the island was devastated, hundreds of thousands are still homeless, and they need the star power of the American president's wife to try to make sure the world does not forget them. The BBC's Laura Trevelyan is in Port-au-Prince, and she has this report.
From her circling helicopter, Michelle Obama saw one of the many camps in Port-au-Prince which people have been forced to live in since the earthquake. President René Préval and his wife waited outside the ruins of the National Palace, a symbol of the way the earthquake struck right at the heart of Haiti's government. This was the start of Mrs. Obama's first solo overseas trip. She and the American Vice President's wife, Jill Biden, are in Haiti to underline America's commitment to helping the country recover. Mrs. Obama arrived just as thousands of people are being moved from the camps to higher ground to avoid the mudslides which could sweep them away. Haitians wonder what's coming next. At a makeshift art centre, children sang a welcoming song for America's First Lady and asked to hold her hand. She obliged with gusto, pleasing the crowd who had their lives turned upside down by the earthquake.
So what are you making?
In this converted school bus, Mrs. Obama sat and painted with the children, producing a fish. Then it was on to a church college which is being rebuilt. Across Haiti, reconstruction is beginning, albeit slowly. Haitians are hoping Michelle Obama's visit will help focus the world's attention on their plight and help in the effort to rebuild their country. This woman who was watching Mrs. Obama told me she appreciated her visit. Inside the United Nations compound, Mrs. Obama and Dr. Biden thanked the UN and Haitian aid agencies for their work. The UN lost more than 100 staff in the earthquake. Mrs. Obama promised Haitians they wouldn't be forgotten.
We have hope because the people of Haiti are not alone. America is standing with Haiti. The world is standing with Haiti. You are all standing with Haiti, and your commitment and dedication to this country is truly inspiring.
And at the day's end, there was more reassurance for Haiti.
I think it was important for Jill and I to come now because we're at the point where the relief efforts are underway, but the attention of the world starts to wane a bit.
Haitians have welcomed Mrs. Obama's visit as a gesture of solidarity. But as the rainy season begins and thousands must move from the camps or risk mudslides, what people long for is a stable home.
And just after she filed that report, I spoke with Laura in Port-au-Prince about today's high-profile visit. Laura, Michelle Obama's visit to Haiti had been kept a pretty close secret. What kind of a reception did she get when she got there?
Well, a secret in America maybe, but it had been widely reported by Haitian radio and by the Haitian press. And people really were intrigued by her visit. Remember, of course, that Haiti was the first independent black nation in the Caribbean. So many Haitians feel a sense of affinity with the Obamas, with the first black president in the White House. And some people were saying to me, we're so pleased to see Michelle Obama. We want to see the president next. But yes, there's a feeling that this is an important gesture of solidarity for Haitians because this is a very difficult time for them. 3 months after the earthquake, they do feel that the attention of the world is turning away from them, something Michelle Obama acknowledged. And they're concerned that the same old problems of the past will just resurface, despite the fact that so much money has been pledged to rebuild Haiti. So people were pleased to see her, but they were also saying what we need are jobs, what we need are stable homes.
And Laura, what was their specific request to the First Lady? What are they actually asking her to do, and what message do they want her to take back to the rest of the world?
I think the message that Haitians want to get out there is that we are still here, we are still suffering. We thank the world for the outpouring of aid. Almost half of households in America contributed money to the Haiti relief effort. Just think of that. But Haitians are just worried that with the rainy season beginning, and for the last 7 nights here in Haiti, it's rained every single night. And for the people who are living in those camps, just imagine the conditions. I was talking to people in the camps and seeing how they live, and it's just extraordinary. When you haven't been able to have a bath, you haven't been able to use a toilet, even a proper toilet. It's so difficult. So the message that people want is that they hope Michelle Obama's visit will focus the spotlight on them and remind the world that they need help to rebuild and to recover.
Okay, Laura Trevelyan with the First Lady there in Port-au-Prince in Haiti. Thanks so much, Laura, for joining us.
A strong earthquake has hit the southern New Zealand city of Christchurch, cutting power and phone services just weeks after a more powerful quake caused extensive damage. The earthquake reached a magnitude of 5 and struck just 5 kilometres below the surface. The quake is one of many aftershocks which have hit the city after a magnitude 7 quake struck early last month. Heavy flooding in Haiti has killed at least 12 people. Rivers burst their banks in the capital, Port-au-Prince, after torrential rains. People living in post-quake settlements strengthened their tents to cope with the weather.
In Australia, thousands of people have been forced to flee as a tropical cyclone bears down on the northeastern part of the country. Cyclone Yassi is forecast to hit the coast late Wednesday or early Thursday, bringing with it wind gusts of around 155 miles per hour. Adding to the danger is that up to a metre of rain could fall in communities already saturated by weeks of devastating floods. Meanwhile, right here in the United States, a winter storm being described as a monster is wreaking havoc on over a third of the country. From Texas to Ohio today, freezing rain and snow forced airports to close while thousands of flights were cancelled. After hitting the Midwest, the storm is now moving up to the northeast, where some cities are already on track for record snowfall this winter. And in southern Japan, it was a volcanic explosion which sent a huge plume of gas and ash thousands of meters into the air. The violent blast shot boulders onto distant roads, knocked down trees, and broke windows in nearby buildings. Hundreds of people have fled their homes, and scientists warn that the volcano's first major eruption in more than half a century could be followed by more activity in the coming days.
It's been 3 months now since Haiti was devastated by a massive earthquake which left hundreds of thousands of people dead and scores more homeless. It was a natural disaster which hit without warning. But what if something could be done to actually alert people before an earthquake strikes? Well, that's exactly what a scientist in California is trying to do, using volunteers and their laptops. From California, Rajesh Merchandani now reports.
In cutting-edge California, people are rarely without their computers. Maybe she's starting up the next Google. Maybe he's writing an Oscar-winning screenplay. Or maybe they're part of an earthquake early warning system.
This one is vertical motions, and then if I shake it the other way, you'll see.
This scientist wants to use something called an accelerometer that's built into many laptops. It's used to detect movement. She's out giving demonstrations, hoping to recruit 10,000 quake catchers.
A lot of laptops have accelerometers in them. Basically, if I drop my laptop on the ground, it's supposed to stop the hard drive and sort of save the computer. And so I figured that since there's already an accelerometer in there, we could use it to record earthquakes.
A lot of readings from one area distinguish an earthquake from a lesser jolt. Wow. As long as the computer's on, the software is sending data in real time back to a central server. The idea is when a big tremor strikes, thousands of laptop sensors can cheaply and instantly collect a lot of information. And if scientists can pinpoint quickly where an earthquake starts, they might be able to send out a warning to places further away. In Haiti in January, a few seconds warning might have given people vital time to get out of poorly constructed buildings. California has its own experience of earthquakes.
Gosh!
Scientists here carefully study what happens so buildings can be constructed to withstand the big quake they say is overdue. California has a network of high-tech sensors in undisturbed locations. They're expensive, and an early warning system here is years off.
This one's what we call a shake movie.
A leading seismologist says data from laptop sensors lacks detail, but can still help.
The more that we get Southern California to see that we are a seismically active community and we all have a role to play in being safer, the safer we're all going to be. So I think that just the social aspect of it would make it completely worth it, whatever the seismologic uses of it are.
Hey there, can I show you this? Back at the cafe, people seem impressed.
It's California, come on. There's one big quake every 30 years or something, so it's important, I think.
That is brilliant, especially in a place like Southern California. This would come in very handy. I mean, we'd actually use it.
When it comes to understanding earthquakes, could future safety be based on today's popular technology? Rajesh Merchandani, BBC News in Los Angeles.